Today's video topic is what to do when your delivery instructions from Instacart state, meet customer for delivery and contact them if needed. Don't leave the delivery unattended. Easy enough, except for when the customers are non-responsive. It's stressful. You guys know what I mean. Today we're going to talk about what to do when this does happen, and we're going to get into it right now. Up until a couple weeks ago, most of the deliveries that I did do for Instacart were contactless, which was perfect. That's what we like. We don't really want to see the customer. Easier, definitely way less stress when you deliver the groceries and all you have to do is take a picture of them on the stoop. But more and more now that it is changing, and I would say at least 30% of the deliveries that I do are stating, make sure you meet the customer with this delivery. That's great. But a lot of times when you meet the customer like you're supposed to with this delivery, as stated in the app, they are not there to meet you. So then you have to go into this whole process of what to do when this does happen. I can tell you this, what you can't do and what you shouldn't be doing is just taking it upon yourselves to say, the customer's not here, I rang the doorbell, I'm just going to deliver these groceries anyway and take photos of it through the app. There is a reason why Instacart is sending you these delivery instructions. It's either because they've had trouble with these customers in the past, or the customers are requesting that it is set up like this. I did one of these deliveries last week, and the customer's really sweet. She said, thank you so much. I've had so many problems with Instacart. My address is 101, and for some reason, the house down the street looks like a 101, but it's really a 107. So the groceries have always been delivered there, and I was tired of it, so I need to have it set up like this. So that's one example of why you do have to stay put until the customer can greet you with these groceries. It does make it more difficult. So when this happens, read your delivery instructions on the app, and if they say leave them at the door and take a photo, you're good to go. You can leave. But if they don't and they say please don't leave the groceries unattended, then you have to follow the steps, and there are tons of steps. I do feel it's very important to talk about this because I've talked to a few Instacart shoppers out in the field who are stating, I don't pay attention to that. I still leave them because normally it's fine. But what I'm telling you is you could possibly be deactivated for that, and it's not hard just to follow the instructions on the app. So please don't do it. I would hate for you to lose your account just because your customer is not responsive, and a lot of times they're not. Yesterday I was carting in the pouring down rain. It was raining sideways, and it was like pelting. It was awful. I had one of these instructions from Instacart that said do not leave these groceries unattended. So of course I get to the door, ring the doorbell first before I got the groceries out of the car because there was no overhang and it was raining. No answer at all. The lights were on in there, so I rang a couple times, got to my car, and I then hit on the app customer not available, and that it will prompt you what to do next. It'll say wait 1 minute or 3 minutes or whatever it's going to tell you. We will try to contact the customer on your behalf. So I went through all of those steps, and they put me through to a phone call. They prompted me to make a phone call, but actually I received the phone call, and they said press 1 to speak with this customer. So I pressed 1. Got the voicemail, and she stated, hi, blah, 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 this is so-and-so, leave a message. I left her a message. Hi, this is Jen from Instacart. I'm outside in the pouring down rain. I have your groceries. Do you want these? What would you like me to do? And then I had to hit customer still not available, and then they prompted me again to wait 3.5 minutes, so I had to do that. Then I saw somebody walking around in the house, and I went back up to the door, and I rang the doorbell like this, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, like 6 times. I was at that point, I'm like, come on, I have your groceries and they're going to be returned if you don't answer the door. Out comes the cleaning lady, and I scared her. She's like, oh, I didn't know what you were doing here. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm from Instacart, and is this owner here? And she said, oh yes, I'm sorry, she's on a very important business call. So I said, okay, well, I can't leave until she validates that I did drop off her groceries. So can you just have her peek her head out so I can do that. And sure enough, she did. And it was fine. But I'm telling you this story because it was still stressful. It took me 10 more minutes by the time I got out of there. But it's what we have to do. We have to follow the steps on Instacart. Some people might have said I would have been out of there and left them, but there was no place to leave them. If it would have happened again, that she wasn't responsive, then Instacart would have told me what to do. A lot of times they will have the shoppers bring the groceries back to the store. So I really didn't want that to happen. But the bottom line here, you guys, is just to protect yourselves. And as long as you are following the commands from Instacart on the app, you will be fine. Well, in theory, you should be fine. But what I wouldn't do, especially in light of what's happening with all of the deactivations, I would not take it upon yourself just to go ahead and drop off the groceries and not pay attention to those instructions, because again, a lot of shoppers aren't. I did a batch today and I had this happen again, and I pulled up to the driveway. It said, do not leave the groceries, the delivery unattended. So rang the doorbell, no answer. They prompted me to call her, left her a voicemail, no answer, rang the doorbell again, and sent her a text message stating, I cannot leave unless you acknowledge that I have these groceries. She finally came out and she was very apologetic. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I was just doing things. And I get that, you guys. And as long as you're kind to your customers and saying, you know what, this is Instacart's policy, they will not let me leave these groceries here unattended, then we're fine. So again, this is happening more and more. It's never easy. Every time it's stating to contact the customer, these are the customers that seem to be the most difficult. Please let me know in the comments below what your ratio of how many of these deliveries you are seeing, if you are seeing more or less, and how you deal with it when a customer will not answer the door, and do you follow all of Instacart's steps like we are directed to do. Let me know, and we can kind of learn what you do to combat this. Most customers, they will come to the door. Again, not to be repetitive, but Instacart has had a lot of problems with problematic customers who are stating maybe they didn't get their groceries, or it's not really a safe area. The groceries could be stolen. So there's a reason why Instacart is doing this. Again, it comes from the customer side and Instacart. If you were on the fence with what to do when you get one of these deliveries, if you should boogie out or stay and stick it out, I hope you stay and stick it out, because at the end of the day, this isn't our policy, and let's listen to Instacart and let them handle it for us. And if they're going to let us take the groceries back to the store or keep them, then that's what we have to do. Not our problem. That's what I have to say about that. But I do want to leave you with this, and not to sound cliche and preachy, but I respect and admire all of you guys for doing this hustle. It is a stressful, competitive hustle, and I just thank all of you for your thoughtfulness and your engagement and the way you help each other. I think that is so important. And at the end of the day, in a world where there is so much pain and suffering and hurting, what we can do is be each other's cheerleaders and support each other. There's room for all of us. Cheer for the next person that is doing well. That's what we need. We need more kindness. I also want to tell you that I hope you're staying safe and really protecting yourself. There's an uptick in cases, and we're in those stores every day. And I hope you're doing whatever you can to stay safe and to wear your N95 masks, and to, just to be thankful that you are healthy, that we are healthy. I feel so blessed. Right now, my daughter's grandparents are in critical condition, fighting for their lives because they have COVID. One of them is on a ventilator and the other is soon to be on a ventilator. So any prayers you could send our way would be gratefully appreciated. This is serious business and it's sad. And what we can do while we have our health is just be cheerleaders for each other and to help each other out as much as we can. So I'm going to leave you with that. I will see you guys Sunday for another video. Hope everyone has a happy Halloween. And thank you for liking these videos, subscribing, and sharing. And we will be in touch so soon. Bye, guys.